After you have your Reflex hammer with the switch built in, we need to hook it into our spiker box. So we're going to use our hook clips that stick out like this, and we're going to insert them onto the metal pieces behind the lead insertions. So one of them clips into the ground, and one of them clips in to the black, and it doesn't matter which one is on which side. So now, when we close our switch, we should see a spike in our EMG reader. So we know that it's working. When you're ready to record reflexes, make sure that your subject is sitting so their feet can dangle, that you have electrodes placed just how you did for the other version of this demonstration. Make sure your subject is grounded, and then use the Reflex hammer where the switch is to tap the patellar tendon, and we'll get reflexes, but this time there will be the timestamp as well. So we know it's working. We can see the big signal from our switch followed by EMG recording, so we can measure the time between our switch closing and the beginning of our EMG of our reflex. So we're going to use the switch again on the patellar tendon. We've got some varying intensity hits with our hammer, and then we'll be able to go in and measure them. So we again go into our recordings, find the one that we just made, wait for our reflex to show up, and zoom in. Remember, this first big spike is our switch closing. And when we zoom in, we can see that it's actually several different peaks, but every time the switch closes, it looks like this. So it always has the 3 vertical peaks and the 3 smaller depressed peaks, and they'll always be about the same amplitude. So that's how we know that it's our switch, and it'll look like that every time we do it. And then we want to get so we can see the switch and the beginning of EMG on the same screen. So this is just noise. This is the beginning of our EMG, which is what we want to measure. So now we're going to get the blue line, drag from the beginning of the switch closing to the beginning of EMG. And down here we can see that it took 24.5 milliseconds for the reflex to start once we activated the muscle spindles.